Hey guys, it's AlleyOopDunks, and we're here for round six. We're gonna talk very briefly about round five. As you can see, it's only Real at the top. We're gonna have our usual picks for round six, coaches, and also maybe some games that we are looking forward to. And finally, we're gonna talk about our teams and the changes we have on them. So with that, Konstantinos, welcome back. What's the games that you watched, and what did you get from round five?
Yep. Hi, Bill. Hi, guys. It was an exciting round, to say the least. We had the narrow victories for Partizan and Real Madrid in their local derbies. And as Bill said, after this game, Real Madrid is the only team in the standings undefeated so far. Also, we have some convincing wins for Olympiacos, Monaco, and Valencia. Valencia is performing at a very high level, and I think Coach Mumbrú has everyone involved in the game. So everyone, when steps on the court, knows what to do and how to be uh, positive in any game. Also, as you see, we had an upset. We might say we had the victory of Alba Berlin versus Olympia Milan. It was the upset of the round, let's say. Mirotic had an amazing game, but also Timan had a spectacular game for Alba and led Alba Berlin to its first victory, if I'm not
And
mistaken.
Brown, quite good game.
And Sterling Brown. Sterling Brown, thanks, Bill, for pointing that out. Sterling Brown, the last three rounds, if I'm not mistaken, has stepped up his game. And he's becoming more and more and more the guard that for me, these was the games that stood out. Um,
I think, sorry, Konstantinos, you
mhm.
broke for a second. So you were
Oh,
saying
sorry.
about Brown was the guy that stood out, right? Yeah. So
Yes, he's
I
the
wanted to
focal
add,
point. Mhm.
yeah, exactly. I wanted to add about Milano that they also lost at home now in the Italian league versus Pesaro,
Mhm.
82 to 90. So they seem to be in a slap on form lately. So yeah, back to you.
Maybe. Thanks for mentioning that, Bill. Maybe is now a good chance for Olimpia Milano to get back to wins because I believe in round six they have a home court game, right? So let's see the round six games and the coach suggestions from Bill.
All right. So round six. Um, so as you can see here, the best game of the round is actually suspended. So Maccabi Real was the game that I was looking forward, but it's not happening. And you guys remember you're gonna get the average point if you select any of the players or the coaches from this game. So in terms of best game on the first day, I would say is definitely the Milan Monaco. Also, as we said, Milan they really need a win, and Monaco is very strong lately after a slow start. If we see how the teams are, performing till now in the Euroleague, Monaco, obviously, at the simple statistics here, they seem to be the strongest team, as you can see, offensive in most of the um, categories here. And even defensively, although we all know that the Armani is trying to play more defensive and slow tempo basketball, still Monaco seems to be, except of rebounding, better than Armani in that as well. But again, you have two players to play each other that they play on an MVP level. Both Mirotic and James, they have the highest PR for their teams and also have the highest points. And I would mention that Lloyd is coming back for Monaco as well. So it's going to be an exciting game. And Milan, they want to bounce back after these two tough losses they have the last 7 days.
That's true. Let me add to this point, Bill, that Mike James reached 4,000 points, scoring points. I mean, in Euroleague for his career. So I believe that's another, motive for Mike to keep scoring, and why not reach the top of the scoring list?
Yeah, good luck to him. I mean, he has all the likes and also all the phones to get there. So
Hmm.
um, then going back to round six, um, on the second day we have three big games. We have Virtus that is really strong this year versus FS. We have Baskonia and Partizan. Baskonia, the also just lost again at home in ACB. So they are having a very bad streak of losses. Um, so this is a crucial game for them at home and a very tough one. And finally, we have Barcelona versus Panathinaikos. That seems to be perhaps the biggest game on the second day. And then Panathinaikos is trying to break that 9-0 wins that Barcelona has it in the last
Winning
nine
streak.
games.
Winning
Yeah,
streak.
yeah,
Yeah.
win streak. So Barcelona hasn't lost from Panathinaikos since 2018 in the regular season. So
Just to point out what Bill said, it seems now it's a bit of contradicting, but from one hand you see how Virtus has been benefited the whole team, the change from coach Scariolo to coach Banchi, and compared to Basconia that you see has the same coach from last year, Coach Penaroya, but the team is not performing as they expected. Of course, they lost some key players in the summer, but that it doesn't mean that it's an excuse. The team is not performing. So even players that were acquired during the summer, they're not performing at the level maybe the team wants.
yeah, except Moneke, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, very, very good point. So, in terms of code selection, I mean, as I said from the start, obviously, if you want something expensive but safe in terms of points, you can get Ataman. You can get, excuse me, Chus Mateo. Um, but I would say it's too expensive for the 17 to 18 points that fantasy points I will give you. Perhaps it's a better idea to go with Mumbrú. As we said, Valencia is on a brilliant form, and they're playing at home versus Alba. And then another alternative, sorry about this technical, we're back on round six. Another alternative for codes is to own Zalgiris Kaunas. Max Vitis at home wants to bounce back from the loss last week. Both of these coaches are below 8 credits, so very good selections for low budgets. And
Especially, sorry, Bill, to interrupt. Especially now that we are back to three changes per round. Last round we had the unlimited changes, so we could technically change the whole team if you wanted. But this from this round again, we have three changes only that we can make, plus the head coach change.
the rebuild is done. So for some work, for some not. Let's see. I think we can move to our own teams then.
Yep.
Um, so let's start with our main team and with the unbelievable -5 from Ettore Messina Kostadinos.
Yes. So yeah, you see 148.3 round points. It was not the round that we expected, let's say. As you see, of course, Timan and Shengeli and Ledey, they gave us back, they provided with 20 plus points. But Nicola Milutinov and especially Campazzo didn't give us what we expected. So that's why we see we didn't even reach 150 points. Um, I have to say that Campazzo, uh, Barcelona was without La Provitola, and we expected Campazzo to be much, much better. But he did not give us what we expected. Um,
Can I jump in just to say,
yep.
so Milou, Facu, and Ettore Messina, from these three, we got like 17 points. You would 17 to 18 points, 18 points. You would expect from these combined, you would get, I think, 40
Yeah,
to 50.
that's true.
So, yeah, it's very unfortunate. But you got from Timan 33, and Sengelia keeps giving amazing.
Yeah. And you see
And then,
also, yeah,
yeah,
Giedraitis gave us four, with 4.6 credits. He's a good
it's fine.
choice, exactly. Kahudi gave us nine. I mean,
9 points.
4.50, but nine if you had him as a starter.
Yeah,
Blat gave us three. So
yeah, the
you
half
see,
points.
these are the fillers for the team. But because if you see, as Bill said, if you see Milu and Faku Kambatsu give us this less, like almost less than 25 points, let's say,
All
this
right,
this is not the way to go. But yeah, let's
let's
see
see.
the changes we made for the round six. So the first change, we thank Coach Messina for his contribution, and we replace him with Coach Max Vitis. He has a home court game versus us well, and we believe this time Zalgiris will perform and give us the points we need.
Shall I say something though?
Yep.
We are playing now against a team that has 0 wins after 5 games. We did the same last week, 0 wins, Alba. So
Didn't work
it's
out.
it didn't work out. I hope this one works out. I mean, everything says that Zalgiris will have to win, but as we know, as well has a new coach, and they will have to win at some point. But
Yeah,
playing in Zalgiris Arena, I don't think it's easy for any team to do what Valencia did.
yeah, that's true. And don't forget, Valencia is a very well coached and organized team on the court this
Yeah.
season. Um, Then we kept Milutinov despite his, let's say, bad performance or mediocre performance. We brought in, instead of Timan, Vincent Poirier from Real Madrid. He will give us the average. I believe he's 18.7. Yes.
Yeah.
So he will give us 18.7 points. Um, Keep in mind, if you have a player from Maccabi or Real Madrid, you need to have him on the starting five or six player from the beginning of the round.
If you
Um,
if you wanna keep him as a main, so
yeah,
the points will be distributed at the first turn.
mhm,
So if you have him in your bench, you can bring him in the main or sixth player.
yeah. And then we didn't keep Campazzo after his game. Of course, if we kept him, we will get the average. I believe it's something about 17 points. But we believe that Keenan Evans, he had an amazing performance last round versus Valencia, and we see that there is a potential to have a good game again this round versus as well.
Yeah.
And he's in a very good strike so far in terms of performances. And last but not least, we didn't keep Lat, and we brought in Avramovic in his place. Avramovic had a very good game in the local derby versus Crvena Zvezda, as
Can
you
I say
say.
it wasn't just good? It was just impressive. He was so clutch.
He was the
Um,
finisher, let's say.
and you know what? I think he establishing himself as a clutch player. Um, and if he continue performing like that, it's not gonna be a surprise anymore. He just got into a zone at the last 3-4 minutes, and he was the sole player scoring for Partizan again and again, and they turned the game around. It was just pure fire, Avramovic. I'm not sure if he will perform the same exactly against Baskonia, but with Panther being injured, I think
or at least
with
2
only
weeks.
6.9 credits, we are pretty sure he's gonna have a high usage this time.
As you see, his popularity is already 30.8%, if I see correctly. So
Yeah.
I think it will only keep up and up. Let me add to your point, Bill, that Avramovic, I don't know if I can call it the Zelko effect, because I would call Matthias Lesort last season, it was Zelko effect. I mean, the way he played, Zelko played Matthias Lesort, and how he, has all the calls, the play calls on the court, made him to be that productive. Not that he's a bad player, but he
Yes.
gave him the extra boost. That's what I mean. So Avramovic had, I can, I mean, in the World Cup, for me, he was one of the top guards from any team. I mean, because he was that productive.
I mean,
S-
defensively in the World
Defensively,
Cup,
yes.
he,
Hmm.
I think he was, yeah, I think he was definitely. If you make a all defensive team, he should be in the first defensive team as the
Yeah.
second guard. Um,
Exactly.
he was great, really.
And to me, he got some points from Coach Pesic during the World Cup,
Yeah.
and now again with Željko Obradović, he gets more boost in his game. So when is needed, he can step up. So he has the quality. I mean, he has the potential and the quality, not just to be good defensively, but also, as you said, to be clutch in the offense when is needed.
And and I think the fact that Serbia had many absences at the World Cup actually gave him the opportunity to play a more important role.
Yeah,
In one of the greatest teams really exist in basketball. So I think that worked brilliant for his psychology and his
yeah,
mentality, and is really a carryover into this year, because last year he was still okay, especially defensively, but we didn't see really carrying the team on his shoulders, having to
we
make
didn't
three
see.
pointers, get in the basket. Pretty much he does everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
we didn't see his full potential because Dante Exum was there. Kevin Pander had an amazing season, so
Yeah,
that's why. But we see this season Abramovich already. He's what he brings from the World Cup. He brings it to Partizan, and
yeah.
he's that good. So to be back, to continue with the team. As you see, we have Ledey and Shengelia for also for turn two. Shengelia, I mean, what you can say? All, you see these numbers and you think Shengelia is back into the Basconia years because he
Yeah,
was that good. He was
yeah,
that good, and he is that good. The quality. Ledey, I mean, on the other hand, you have Ledey. He's becoming the focal point for Partizan. As you see from round two going on, he is that good. Maybe also Kevin Pander with the injuries, he had played the role, so Ledey had to step up as let's say the leader on the court for the team. But he's performing at the high level so far, so that's why we kept Ledey. And also you see then Da Silva, we have it as a filler, and uh,
good.
Mahmoudoglu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So and Mitraitis, of course.
yeah.
So this is the team, our main team, and the changes
So
we
good
made.
luck to Max Vitis for
Yeah, good luck to
20
Max Vitis.
20 20 points at least, please.
Yeah, yeah. Please. Otherwise, maybe there is an appointment with Messina. I don't know, in a nearby cafe to discuss about the performances.
Okay.
But
So
let's
with that, we
see.
can
Yeah.
move to our next team,
Yep.
our deep value team. We had to do a big rebuild since we have that ability on that team. However, that didn't really translate into much. We said it's going to be Mirotic's team, and it was Mirotic's team with Mirotic doing his own stuff, even with the defeat. He gave us 72 fantasy points as captain. We had Mitoglu performing greatly, Avramovic. But then you can see the trio at the top, Costello, English, and Max Vitis, they really broke our hearts.
It seems they
So
canceled each other.
so it wasn't a great showing. And then another star of the team, Panther, he was minus. So we had to do something drastically again. So one round is not enough for us to turn around the team. We had to stick with the centers for now, as we wanted to make sure we bring one more card and also bring Cortignet, that he's been performing amazingly this year. We talked about Sengeli a lot, but as you can see, the last two games, Cordignet has been a focal point for Virtus. Not just in scoring, but really something that he was doing even from the start of the year, distributing the ball, playing defense, not committing mistakes, and actually having now a bigger role, as you can see, 29 to 30 minutes. So Cordignet is having also a breakout year. So we need him in our team, even if it's a difficult game with the FS, but they're playing at home. Of course, we keep Mirotic. In the end, this is Mirotic's team. We brought Jones for Panther. Panther is injured, as we mentioned before. We think with Berlin, Alba Berlin, he do a good game. At least we're expecting something like 14, 15 plus, hopefully. He has even the potential to explode. We know, though, Harper is back, and Harper was strong in his first showing back after his injury.
He was positive, yeah, with 13 fantasy points, if I remember correctly. Harper.
Yeah. So Harper could be one of the options for the future, perhaps, if we need something around his credits, the lower credits. And then we brought Puerto for Avramovic, and that because we needed more money to get Cordignan. So Puerto is just 4.9, but you can see um, there is a chance he has a good day. He had a high of 14 points, and we can see it's only one time he was negative. So it seems like a safe bet for anything below 4 cards. And finally, we kept our bench. So we have Marinkovic, had a very good game versus Panathinaikos last week. We have Bellinelli that continues to be, I want to mention that, continues to be very productive with coach Luca Banchi. There was some rumors last year that with the previous coach, one of the goats, Cariolo, that he possibly wouldn't get minutes this year because of his age. But we see he's not just getting the minutes. So you can see he's playing more than 20 minutes, around 24, 25. So basically, even sixth player, you would say, he's also scoring. So he has more than 10 points in all games except of the first one. So very quality year from Bellinelli.
Let me add to your point. I was going to say the same for Cordignet. I think it's the Luka Banki effect, because Luka Banki is playing the same way as Latvia played in the World Cup. They're sharing the ball's going around, so they're doing exactly the same for Virtus. So that's why you see Cordignet and Bellinelli be very productive.
Yeah, And finally, of course, second turn we have Mitoglu. Potentially, he could step in Puertos when we change the system for the team. And then we have Costello and Matsukas to complete the team. And the other center is English. He has a chance to bounce back. As you can see, he had at least 12, usually 15 points, fantasy points. He had a mediocre game in Zalgiris Arena. It was because we've seen Toure actually getting more playing time and more action and be more productive. We see how this is with Berlin. I believe because he has three quality centers, Coach Mubru, he can just play around with them to see whoever is on a better day maybe stays more, with Davis, Toure, and English. So potentially, if he's in a good day, English can bounce back. So we give him one more chance.
Yeah, that's true. So I think, as you see, overall the deep value team has, except Mirotic and Jones as big names, and you see Bellinelli, middle on the bench. Then we have the so-called, let's say, um, players coach. So now they're producing, so that's why we brought them in the deep value. Maybe they get promotion to our main team,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Chelsea. So I hope you enjoy that episode, and if you like it, you can follow us here and on Twitter X when we have more updates and also our um, suggestions for players per budget on all positions. And with that, we hope you have a great round and we'll have a better fantasy results at the end of this week.
Yep, that's true. So, guys, if you like the video, please subscribe and hit the like button. Let's hope we have a better round this round, and let's play basketball.
See you. Bye.
See you guys. Bye bye.